Welcome to the Beverage Click podcast, the only podcast where we discuss drinking trends with an Asian perspective. I'm your resident host, Sean O, certified beverage specialist and co-founder of the Beverage Click Academy in Singapore and Malaysia. And here is this month's episode. Hey, what's up, my drinking comrades? Welcome back to the Beverage Click podcast. Today's episode is a little different. This is episode 22. It's a throwback to our time in Bordeaux during the Bordeaux Educator program, where we visited a vine nursery in the Blaye area. Even though it was part of the official itinerary, I found this visit genuinely valuable as a wine professional because I realized I've actually never seen a vine nursery in real life before. Our guide was Damien Lecomte, Technical and Commercial Manager of SCEA Douvu Puy Bouillac Vineyards. And during the walkthrough, he shared insights that really connect the dots between what happens before a vineyard is even planted and why those early decisions matter so much down the line. Now, a quick disclaimer, this audio was captured during our guided tour, so not every question comes through clearly. You might also hear answers that feel slightly out of context. That's simply because some parts of the conversation didn't get picked up on the recording, so do pardon that. And because of that, today's episode is neither a masterclass nor a classy interview. It's more of an immersive, on-the-ground listen from the nursery itself. All right, let's jump in.
Nice to meet you all. I'm Damien, and I'm here in the factory for 2 years and a half now, close to 3 years. I'm in charge of all the production here. So as you see, we produce wines, close to 600,000 bottles. We are also nurserymen. This is the main subject why you are here. So we produce plants of wines. And we are also asparagus producers. So we produce white asparagus and also green asparagus. Now with this job for like 40 years now. Our first job is really to be asparagus producers, then nurserymen. And the wine production is only now for 15 years. So you're maybe asking why we have Jew people here. Just to clarify, it's because we produce kosher wine. They are our workers here. So about the plants, now it's the third generation in charge to produce plants of wines. So we produce many different things. Most of it's grape variety from Bordeaux, also from France. We also have different markets abroad. So we sell to Eastern Europe, to South America, all the Europe, Mexico, different sales abroad. And for these type of countries, they ask different grape varieties, so from Italy, from Spain. And we are also, for example, crafting different grapes like Assertico from Greece, like Saperavi from Georgia, different grape varieties. Also on different rootstocks. Because as you know, or maybe you will know after the visits, the plant of vine, it has to be crafted. We have the small part on the top is the high bud of the Eastern Europe grape variety. And the rootstock, all the roots, it's from the US because they are resistant to the phylloxera that came here in Europe and destroyed all our vineyard. So we had to find a solution to prevent the dispersion of the vines. So we crafted, like other trees we can see around here. To craft the plants, we use a machine. They are not in place now because the crafting period is between January and April. This is the crafting period, bit less than April. The people craft all this period, not day and night, but close to all the day. Approximately, this crafting, it's 6,000 craft per day. This is like the minimum. For the people who are the most experiment, here we have a trick. Grafting is the action to put the rootstock and the high bud together. Palette is going to bring some pallets of wines, but we will move to the cold chamber to show you. The minimum per day is 6,000 grafting for each people, but the more experimented can go to 10,000, 11,000, 12,000. And for them, we pay them for each craft they do. They prefer, of course, because it's like, more money also for them. There is two types of grafting. The omega shape, it's like a puzzle. A male part and a female part, and the puzzle, it's like this and very tight. We will see it in our plants. It's look like perfectly. And the English graft, we cut the wood in two parts and we insert the high bud like this. But it takes more time, and with this we can only do it manually with the hand. The omega grafting is with a machine. In fact, we stopped the English grafting to the omega because it was more efficient. But in the same time, in this same period, we forbidden one product it's the arsenic. It was forbidden because before all the plants were drowned in arsenic and then we produced them. And this was like a very strong product to prevent all disease and things like this. But it was forbidden at the same time. That's why we try to increment the omega shape, but it's not. It's the end of the project that explained this. It's not all the explanation, but it's one of the big reasons why we are these thoughts. The omega shape for us is the perfect balance because it's efficient, it has a good strengthness. Anyway, it's good. Our largest market is or was Cognac with the Uni Blanc. Here we are just 5 kilometers to the Charente region. Yeah. It makes, for us, it's easy to follow the plantation, to go see the people. That's why it was our more markets. Now Eastern Europe is pushing to produce wine.
Eastern Europe?
Yeah, Eastern Europe. More in Russia. They are pushing to have some wines to make more sparkling and white. And they are seeking for Italian also grape varieties, Nebbiolo, Primitivo, things like this more. I don't know exactly the number, how many nurseries there is in France, but we're one of the biggest here in the region and also in the biggest in the scale of France. But not all the nurseries are going abroad in this kind of markets. So yeah, to answer more your question, on the top sale we had the Cognac, then the Bordeaux region, and after all what we sell abroad.
With the situation with Russia, for example, with your sales, because I'm surprised that it's become the top in terms of sale because, with the situation.
No, of the export, not of the total sale. Also, Mexico, it's pushing a lot.
Mexico?
Yeah.
What tequila?
No.
Like wine?
In Mexico, the objective is a bit different because most of the time it's investors that want to make a global project around the wine. The main money making is not the wine, it's all the hotels around, all the restaurants around. It's all the complex. The vines are here to show that we produce a few, but it's not the main project. They have different stakes. For them, it's the water. To have water, it's really hard in Mexico, and when they have it, sometimes it's salty also. So we need to add special rootstocks, but even special rootstocks, at one time, it's not possible. It's like this, and they produce it the way they can. In this region, they also have a lot of nursery, but because everybody's buying, as we can say, from the local people. So I don't see a big competition with the Savoie producers because they produce plants for their own local markets. We produce here more for our own local markets. And sometimes if you have special needs, special demand, we have like the Wall Street of the plants. It means that everybody who produces plants say on the computer, okay, this year we produced this. And if we are 3 producers and I have a special ask that I don't have in stock, I can call other people. I know they might have them if they are not sold yet. Some plants, for example, if they ask me Primitivo on Fercal that I don't have, I can try to call to find it. It's a competition in one side, but it's also help each other on the other side. For example, the last 2 years, we saw an increase of the asking for the white grapes. But for example, this year we crafted more white to see with the demand. And at the end, we didn't sell them all. For instance, the Merlot was a grape variety that most of the people said it's not suited anymore because the alcohol degree was too high. Wines was a bit more heavy. Compared to the Cabernet Sauvignon, who was lacking ripeness back in the years and now starting to make better and better Cabernet Sauvignon. But a year like this, we didn't have Merlot. I think we won't produce a good wine this year. It's just Merlot for me still very suitable for the Bordeaux production. Uni Blanc for the Cognac. And then I think it's a Merlot. The third one might be Cabernet Sauvignon or Cabernet Franc also.
How many variety you provide in your nursery?
I would say around 300, but I can give special, not 300 varieties, but 300 combinations. Merlot on Grafzac, on Fercal, on SO4. This already make 3. For example, here we don't produce rootstock. The climate here in Bordeaux, it's not the perfect one to produce the rootstock. So what we do, we buy all our rootstock production in the south of France, because in the south of France, they can grow the rootstock on the ground. And because there is not a lot of rain, they don't have the issue of the water and it can grow perfectly on the ground. And growing on the ground means that we can have very straight rootstock. And this is good because after we cut all the rootstock at 30 centimeters and we have straight plants. Because if, for example, we grow it like a regular vineyard, it will go in all the shapes. And growing in all the shapes means that we won't have a straight plant to give to the winemaker at the end. So here we don't produce the rootstock. We produce some high buds, but for the regular grapes, meaning Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Petit Verdot, Malbec, Sauvignon Blanc, Sémillon, this is the high buds that we produce. But for something else, we have to buy. So we buy to other colleagues, or we buy in Spain, in Italia. We try to buy what the client wants. About this, so to make a grafting, we have to make a program, because what is a bit hard in our job is that the moment people want to plant, it's already too late to ask to your nurseryman to do this type of plants. All the orders needs to be taken 1 year before, because the plant has to make one full circle in the year, from the end of winter till the first frost, so till now. It's make a full year of development to make a good sugar production in the roots and everything. So if, for example, you ask me something that I don't have, I won't have it. But if you ask me in advance, I can try to call, to see if I can buy some high buds, some special rootstock, and like this, we adapt our production. The different scales, there is different steps, the end production. The first one is the grafting. The second one is to put in a warm chamber. So we put the plants at 30 degrees and humidity around 80-90% during, depend on the rootstock and the variety, but 1 week or 10 days, depends. Like this, we have a process, it's called the calcification, production of cal, it means the cal, that will straighten the two parts. It's a white production, like if you cut a arm, you put back a arm, you need to make a junction. After these 7 to 10 days, we pull them out, and we are going to check on each plant if the junction is well fixed. So we are going to check with the finger if it's tight enough or not. If it's not well fixed, then we throw, because it's losing. And if it's well fixed, we are going to put it in the field. Yeah. This it's 10-20% we lose. More 10%, let's say, more 10%. What we lose more, it's on the field after. Because at this moment, just only see if the junction is well done or not. But then in the field, we will see if, for example, the rootstock had enough sugar for the growth. This means that we have to go back 1 year before to see if the weather was good enough, if the producer made a good work. So this is one part of the reason. And then on the field, we can face the weather, we can face the frost, we can face many different things that kill plants. So if you want, we are going to take the cars to go see a field, just nearby here, 2 minutes. To answer your question now, they are in the field from May to June. Till now, we are going to start to pull them out in 1 month. So it's really a full circle of development. Like this, they saw the sun, they make good resources, good sugar level and amount in the roots. So here, all of this region, it's very good for the nursery because, as I said, we produce asparagus. And the asparagus production is in the black sands. Here it's typical from the region. And for the nursery, it permits, you will see in the field, a very big development of the roots. You will see in the field, but when it's with the too much limestone or clay, it's harder for the roots to go deep in the soil. And in the sand, it's better. We have 3 fields like this for a total of 4 million plants. There's a bit of water today, as you saw, but normally we can, if you choose well your path, a lot of people know what looks like a vineyard, but to see a field of baby plants, it's, for most of you, I think the first time maybe. Here we have lines of baby plants, and in 1 meter we have 25 plants. So this is the plants that we produce, the Cabernet Sauvignon. We do files by 4. It means this is Cabernet Franc, Cabernet Franc, Cabernet Franc, Cabernet Franc. And then we switch here to another type of plant, which is Riesling. Riesling 4 files. And then we switch to something else, which is again Riesling. The reason is because it's easier in the plantation to work 4 by 4 because we have a tractor. And then back here, we have people putting the plants 1 by 1. And sometimes we have 2 files 2 by 2. In other nursery, but here we prefer to do it 1 by 1. There is another reason is when we pull them out to make one file easier to tie them together. So as I explained, I'm going to find a dead one. So as I explained, this is a 30 centimeters. We try to have a straight plant like this one. So this is the rootstock. And if you open here, you have the omega shape. You can take it to see. I'm going to find another one. Yeah, this is a dead one. So why is dead? I don't know. It maybe the wind dry it. Maybe it was already dead when we planted it.
What's around it? Wax or something?
This is a wax. Before going in the field, we all put them with the wax. Like this, they don't dry with the wind. This is one also. Can be a reason of why they... Si vous voulez voir. It's really like a puzzle. Here we see it well, the shape. So this is a dead plant. By pulling it, I cut all the roots, but you can think that the roots normally goes to here, okay? But for example, if I give it to you right now like this, it will die.
They still die, yeah.
Why? Because you see it's still green, the leaves. The sugar is still now on the top of the plants. It has to go deeper in the rootstock and also in the roots to then next year when you plant it to have a better development and a strong development. The soil here, it's a black sand soil, and it's from here. It's from this region. If you see the field just nearby, it's also at the same time, and this is asparagus, not for a mouse, but this is asparagus. And if you see the omega shape now, you have it's a well tight.
Crafted, really.
It's really crafted, and you can try to break it to see. Oh. You see everything is green outside. You have a good all around. You have a good going of the flow. This is a field. And here we can find many different grape varieties. You see the changes of color of the leaves? All around here you see we switch colors, so depends also on the own characteristic of the grape variety. If it has a green, dark green, a lighter green, and if the leaves are falling before or after. That's why sometimes when we pull them out, we start from one part, then we continue here, then we stop. It depends on the characteristics of each grape variety. In the soil, for example, the law, I think it's a European law, but at least it's a French obligation, is to switch field every 4 years. So the next time I could make a nursery here, it will be in 5 years. This is quite a big challenge for us to find the fields. Here, when you see the corn, it was the nursery of last year. This is, for example, not our field, it's a neighbor's field. But for example, we used it and we let him do what he wants on one of our fields. It's cooperation also with the neighbors. He's not a nurseryman, the guy, but he has cows, he has corn, he do many things, and we help each other like this. So, more treatments compared to the regular vine because they are very weak. They are like babies. You have to care more of them. So yes, we have treatments, and we also have obligations to make some treatments against cicadelle de la flavescence dorée. It's an insect that can bring a disease, a virus. It's not a virus, it's like a phytoplasm, I think we say in English, but I'm not sure. And we have to make some treatments, an obligation. Also, we have the water system under the plastic. We use the plastic because it warms the soil and permits a better development on the roots, but they also need water. And we use goutte à goutte, so drop by drop. This is a regular production of vines, of baby plants. Bench grafting, yeah. Today I have someone who called me to say, can you buy me some 20,000 iBud of Chenin? Because he wants to graft in the field. Yeah, head grafting. We don't go to do it. We can provide the raw materials, but after he needs to find someone to do it because you have different good facts, meaning that we saw on the studies shown that you have a good life of the plants when it's in head grafting. But again, it really depends on who's making the study. Having these three activities permits us to go in front of the difficulties. For example, in the wine production, wine sales are dropping down. Also in the nursery follows the wine business. So when the wine is not going well, the nursery is not going well also. But going abroad permits us to continue making some business. On va aller voir nos... So we are going to see our cold chambers and inside how we sell the plants. Just to make a quick stop here, sometimes we prepare some special orders, for example, from Mexico. When we prepare the plants, they are asking for a fumigation to diffuse gas around the plants. So to do it, we bought these containers So we storage all the plants in the containers, and a special enterprises is coming to put this gas in, and we let it, for example, 10, 14 days like this. That's why we created all of this building for the export markets. The purpose of the gas is to kill all, it's not a quarantine requirement, but the state makes an obligation of all the vegetation, not only the plants, but of different things, to have this type of fumigation. To prevent some mosquitoes, some disease or... No, when it lands, because it already had this fumigation, normally when it lands, you can take it out easily. But most of the time it takes time because of all the taxes, all the customs, of all of this takes a lot of time. Temperature is controlled. It has to be 103 degrees or 4 degrees Celsius. So we are going just to see at least one cold chamber. So here, all our buildings has a solar panel. It's a development we made last year, and we are quite happy with it. This is the temperature we transport the plants. So on the beginning of the season, all of this is full of plants. And this is what we have left in stock to sell. That's it. So every boxes, it's boxes of 250 plants. And everything is marked on the boxes. This is, for example, chenin. And as you can see, we have here the roots that are longer. We cut them. In the field, they go much longer, but we cut them to put them in a box. Every box, it's 50 plants. So that's it. One time we had someone that get stuck in, and no. Yeah, we find it very cold. It's the grandfather who started 80 years old. He didn't have enough strength to pull back the door.
Oh my God.
And but yeah, this is the also production I didn't explain you. This is plants of 60 centimeters. We produce 30 centimeters as we saw in the field, 45 and 60. This one are much higher. It depends on how you want to drive your wine after in the vineyard. If you want to work, if you want to have it on the wire, on the down wire, it really depends on how you want to manage it, but this is good. And that's also why we need rootstock that are very straight, because with the lens, in 30 meters, we can see it's quite straight. But we here with 60 meters, if it's going like this, it's not possible. And this is Merlot.
Yeah. That.
Like this, it can survive 1 year and a half. More, it's hard.
At this temperature.
Yeah.
1 year and a half in here.
In the cold.
At this temperature, yeah.
It's like they are in winter now. And when you put back in the... Yeah. It's like they're sleeping like all the vegetation in the nature. Here we have another one. It's not turned on, but here we storage more the long rootstock, the long high buds. And we have also another, which is in this building, but it looks like the same. It's empty for the moment. For example, like here, in this type of box, we put high buds and we storage this inside, so we don't need the shelves. And this building is all our asparagus production. For the moment, it's not the period. So every day we go on the harvest, we produce around 90 tons, 80, 90 tons of white asparagus. And it's quite a lot of work. You see, for example, here, this is high buds that we harvested, that we didn't choose. And we storage it in the cold chamber like this. That's why we don't have shelves. You see this one, we can't use them. They are too dry. You see, they're dead. And if you craft something dead, then it will be obviously dead at the end.
Do you sell asparagus to supermarkets?
Supermarkets, but also we do some des marchés.
Fresh market.
Yeah, local town markets that we go every day with the car. And there people come here, and restaurants also.
The company is buying.
No, the company of the pallets.
What do they use this for?
No, this we will use it to make a little nice fire, nice barbecue also. It feels so hot after the cold chamber. For the plants, it's seasonal, but after to send them or ship them, we can do it in different periods of the year. But for the production, it has only a special time period.
Thank you very much.
Right, my drinking comrades, and that's a wrap for this throwback episode. A big thank you to the organizers and Eco du Vin Bordeaux Wine School for putting together experiences like this, not just to make us stronger Bordeaux educators, but better, more holistic educators overall. For you listening, what kind of context would you like me to add in future field recordings like this? More background, more definitions, or more practical takeaways? And after listening to this, What are your thoughts on vine nurseries and how important they are to the wines we all love? Drop your comments on my Instagram at SoThirstyTraveler. That's so.thirsty.traveler with a single L. Until next time, cheers.